Good evening and welcome. I'm Shashi Dhar and I welcome you all to the Divine Healing Valley Spirituality and Healing Meet. And today is our Wednesday meet. So our weekly meet is on, and the agenda for today is the spiritual law of least effort. The spiritual law of least effort. So we are all used to thinking that a lot of hard work, a lot of struggle is the order of the day to get results. But this spiritual law says law of least effort. So how do we connect with it? What do we understand from this? And what is the wisdom that we need to take from here? That is what we will be discussing today. So when you hear this spiritual law of least effort, what opens up? What is coming to your mind? Anything that you want to share or anything that you want to ask? So please go ahead. And for the information of the guests who have come for the first time, this is a recording, and the recording will be in the public domain in the YouTube. So feel comfortable to share, knowing that it can be watched by many other people. Yeah. Okay, good. Yes. So let's have some sharing now. Law of least effort. Yes, Geeta ji.
Yeah, I was thinking, like we always think that we are the doers of everything, and therefore we negate the role that the divine has to play. So when we talk about the law of least effort, that means we do our bit sincerely, conscientiously, and without harming anyone, with the right intent. And the rest is going to be, we're going to be blessed with the rest by the powers above.
Very good. Very good understanding. Let's acknowledge Geeta ji. Perfect understanding. So law of least effort comes when put in another words, we can say that law of least effort happens when you surrender to the divine. So very, very powerful. Very powerful. Correct. So karta hum nahi hai. Yeah, pure karta hum nahi hai. That is the right understanding. Of course, we have to initiate the actions. So we will take the actions. We will do the karma. But then what we get, the results in our life, is a result of our action plus the divine tathastu.
Yes.
The divine tathastu. And of course, the universe is performing infinite time and space events to make that desire happen in our life. Correct? So there are three, actually, you can say, whenever you get a result in your life, there are three aspects of that action. First part of the action initiated by us through our conscious mind. The second part, the divine tathastu, which we get based on our deserving level and our equation with the universe or the divine. And the third is the actual manifestation of that, which we saw in the law of attraction also. So for the actual manifestation to happen, the universe will perform infinite time and space events, and then the desired result will manifest in our life. So there are three components: Atma, Paramatma, and the Srishti, or the universe, or the Brahman. I hope everybody can connect with this. So some profound wisdom coming straight away in the beginning. So there are three aspects of action, you can say. First is the action initiated by the Jiva or the Atma. Then it has to be endorsed or given a tathastu by the divine. So Paramatma's role is there. And once the Paramatma says tathastu, then the universe has to manifest it. Correct? The universe, there will be multiple events happening, or infinite time and space events happening across the globe. And then that result will get manifested into your life. So the third component is the universal happenings. So that is the right understanding of anything that is happening in your life. So divine has to play a very good role. So thank you, Geeta ji, for bringing up that point right in the beginning. And that's fantastic. Great. Let's acknowledge Geeta ji for that. Very good.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Yes. Anybody else? What is understanding law of least effort? So the first point that we can pick up from this session is law of least effort happens when we have complete surrender to the divine. Yes. Perfect. Anybody else who has any different thought? Meanwhile, welcome, DBG, welcome. Yes, who would like to share? See, this is a very common law. Everybody should be aware of it. So just share whatever is opening up for you. Or if you have any queries, or if you have any viewpoint, on any point of view on that law.
I think maybe I can just ask a question. So
Yeah.
we see some situations when people want to change and mold the direction of a particular situation, be it relationship or so very small stupid acts they get into sometimes, which could be childish, which could be very tamasic in nature towards bringing hurt, which can lead to hurting of the others. So controlling too much of daily actions in a particular situation. So I think this is also one of the example perhaps which can be taken as in, so these are the things which are not required, which can fall under the category of a lot of action and effort. But instead of doing those, conditioned transactional activity, it is better to focus on what you just said. Am I right in understanding this?
Yes, yes, yeah. Perfect. And to make it more clear for all the participants, we can understand it this way, that if you are in a closed room and if you want to go out of the room, do you create a new door? Do you create a new door, or you break the wall, or you just knock on the door so that somebody can open it from the outside if it is locked from outside? Correct? अगर एक दरवाजा बंद है, बाहर से अंदर से नहीं खुल रहा है, तो क्या करोगे आप? दीवार तोड़ोगे, नया दरवाजा बनाओगे, सर फोड़ोगे दीवार से? नहीं. You will wait patiently and then somehow communicate to the outside world that okay, open the door. So we need to use the conscious mind. Definitely we need to use the conscious mind. वहां पे हमारा response आएगा, but then without any panic, without any anxiety, without any negativity. So that is the first part of the action that we as a jiva or a soul, we are supposed to take. Conscious decision making. That is the first step. Correct? Unnecessary efforts नहीं करने हैं. When we say unnecessary efforts नहीं करने, which means worry, panic, anxiety, fighting, trying to control something, that is something which is a waste of effort, which is struggle, frustration, right? That's what you mean, correct? So you can look at it in this way, that when the first action is coming up, first of all, a situation is coming to you. जब भी एक situation आती है, सबसे पहले तो मान लो कि हाँ, ये situation आ गई है. Okay? I am in a closed room. I'm just taking that example. Okay? So I am in a closed room now. I am locked in. So something has to be worked out. What can be worked out? So you use the options first, right? पैनिक ही होके फायदा नहीं है, तो पहले शांति से पहले बैठ के सोचो क्या क्या ऑप्शंस हैं. क्या यहाँ पे कोई लाइफ थ्रेट है मेरे को? अगर 1 घंटा 2 घंटा रहना पड़ जाए तो क्या ऑक्सीजन कम पड़ जाएगा? हाँ, या मैं कोल्ड स्टोरेज में हूँ, मैं फ्रीज हो जाऊंगा? What is the life threat? Is there any life threat? No. In that case, relax. Wait for some support to come in, and you can definitely, with your thought process, you can initiate that some communication is happening. And of course, as a human being, we have perfect communication with the outside universe, without phones, by the way. Our telepathy is very, very powerful. Let me tell you that. So you can use the universal signals to communicate outside, whatever be the situation. तो पहले situation जब आई, पहले accept करो situation को. So the first law of least effort is acceptance. Accept the situation the way it is and the way it is not. Now, having accepted the situation, see what corrective action you can take. Whether we need corrective action, not the controlling act. Power and control is not required. You just have to see what is the corrective action which is required right now. Right? And if you want to change that situation, उस situation को बदलना है तो क्या corrective action लेना है? That's it. That is all you need to do. And somehow the intuition will come or some support will come. And we have to first also understand that nothing is permanent in this life. If a disease has come into you, that means you are suffering, you have been diagnosed from a disease, maybe a serious disease, right? So what do you do now? So first of all, you need to understand that any situation in life is temporary. एक टाइम था जब मैं बीमार नहीं था, अभी एक टाइम है कि मैं बीमार हूँ, तो हो सकता है कुछ टाइम बाद ये बीमारी भी चली जाएगी. So nothing is permanent. Disease is not permanent. Definitely not permanent. Correct? Then you have to understand it is not personal. Universe is not conspiring against you. आप 800 करोड़ में से पहले इंसान नहीं हो जिसको ये बीमारी आई है, या जिसका एक्सीडेंट हुआ है, या जिसकी टांग टूटी है. करोड़ों लोग हैं जो इनको ये प्रॉब्लम हो रही है. तो इट इज नॉट पर्सनल, नंबर वन. इट इज नॉट परमानेंट, राइट? एंड ऑल्सो इट इज नॉट सो बिग दैट यू मेक इट, जैसे बोलते हैं ना, मन और बुद्धि पे बिल्कुल हावी हो गया है वो सिचुएशन. प्रॉब्लम है, साइड में रखो, सोचेंगे. It should not be overwhelming for you. So it becomes overwhelming when you think it is personal, when you think it is permanent, and when you think it is all pervasive. मतलब चारों तरफ से घेर लिया उसने आप. Then you will be in a hopeless kind of a situation. Hopeless, helpless, worthless, and then you become a victim, and then all the frustration and desperation comes, right? So just think, any situation when you were caught in a tough situation, what was it? उसको एनालाइज करोगे तो वो बहुत बड़ी सिचुएशन है, बहुत छोटी सी नजर आएगी एक्चुअल, क्योंकि आप पहले इंसान नहीं हो जिसको प्रॉब्लम आई है, ना ही आप आखिरी इंसान हो. बहुत लोगों को ये प्रॉब्लम आई हुई है, बहुत लोगों ने उसका सोल्यूशन भी निकाला हुआ. यस और नो? So whenever a situation comes, you have to understand it that way. Then take properly corrective action using your conscious mind. Then align it with the subconscious mind so that you get the universal guidance. Guidance from the universal intelligence. Right? And then the desired result will manifest. Okay, let's have some sharing now. तरुण जी होल्ड कीजिए, अगर आपको कुछ बोलना है तो. पहले let me go to people. Geeta ji, go ahead. You have raised your hand.
My question was, you said if the situation is not life-threatening, what if the situation is life-threatening and there is a, dreaded either a man-eater or a cobra in the room and the room is locked from outside? So what do? Do you break open a window and just crash through it or what? See,
Yeah.
there are situations. Actually, I'm talking about a situation where we were sitting in the principal's room discussing the results and there was a live cobra right outside his door. And, the phones were dead at that moment. He couldn't even get the security. And finally, when someone came, this is nahi naag devta hai, nahi marenge usko. So finally, what had happened was all of us had to get out of the window. Fortunately, it was on the ground floor and we could get out. What if it was on the third floor? So if there is a situation like this, do we just surrender and accept and die?
Your subconscious mind is fully geared up to keep you alive. Let me tell you that first. So let me also make this clear. What is the purpose of the conscious mind and what is the purpose of the subconscious mind? Conscious mind may have many priorities. My purpose of life, my esteem, my knowledge, my sadhana, divinity. Conscious mind can have many, many goals. What is the goal of subconscious mind? To keep you alive. Simple. One word. Subconscious mind will help you in survival. So the subconscious mind will always give you that fight and flight response. You see a cobra, fight or flight. Body is geared up. Adrenaline will start pumping. Correct? Stress hormones are on. Because mind has got a signal, it is danger. Now it could be a man-eater, tiger, it could be a snake, it could be whatever.
Yeah.
It could be fire, it could be a short circuit fire. That is more common. Cobra or tiger to nahi aane wale normally in our room.
Society
But
may be
yes,
fires.
AC, nowadays we talk of the temperature, maybe an AC short circuit, AC blast can happen, transformer blast can happen, earthquake can happen, correct? So this is the kind of danger signal. Subconscious mind is fully geared up. What will do? What will the subconscious mind do? Fight or flight. If you can kill that snake, and let me tell you that there are many situations. I actually come from native place is Kerala. So in my childhood, I used to hear a lot of stories. Snakes would be in abundance.
Yeah.
जैसे कटहल के पेड़ होते थे, नारियल के पेड़ होते थे, वैसे ही snakes आते थे वहां पे. And what people would do, they used to wear lungi. So one of my servants, one of the servants in our house, he said, the snake was, crossing the path, and it's a huge snake. So he had no way to go. So he had to confront that snake. Suddenly it just came. So उसने लुंगी डाली उसके ऊपर, सांप को पकड़ के काट दिया.
Oh. Oh my God.
I think that was the only way I could save myself. So the snake died and he walked off. So subconscious mind will give you the strength and the decision to keep you alive. Trust me, you are not just going to surrender. Even if a 50 or 20 feet big giant comes and hits you, you will still try to protect yourself.
That is
कुछ
if
तो
God
करोगे
protects.
आप.
Yeah.
Correct?
God
So
is there to
body-
protect. Nothing can happen.
Subconscious mind is in tune with the universal mind. Its only function is to keep you alive. That's why your heartbeat, your blood circulation, your all the working of the body is taken care when you're sleeping. Because it is the subconscious mind which is keeping you alive. So you will get the idea, don't worry. But in case you fight and then you lose, then you die. That's a different issue. So you could jump out of the window, as you said, even if it is 10th floor. Sometimes you will get injured. Sometimes the four
You may
people
be
on whom
alive.
you are going to land, they might die. You will be safe. So you don't know what is going to happen. Correct?
True.
But fight and flight syndrome will help you. So subconscious mind is geared up for that. So don't have to worry on that. But conscious mind has to take the first step. Sense the danger and say danger. Because a 2-year-old playing with a doll in a room which has caught fire is definitely going to burn because उसको पता ही नहीं है क्या हो रहा है. Conscious mind में इतनी knowledge नहीं है, इतनी wisdom नहीं है कि fire या danger को sense कर सके. So the 2-year-old will keep playing with the doll and the whole house could be on fire. Yes. So you have to understand it that way. Conscious mind is the gatekeeper. Conscious mind has to take a decision that there is a danger. The moment that danger is signaled, subconscious mind will find out some way. Clear? I hope I have made my point clear. Any question or anything that somebody wants to share? There are many people
Sir,
who wanted
I
to share.
have a question.
Yes, Maniji, go ahead.
Is it good to harm anyone, be it anyone? I mean, अगर वो snake
Self-defense.
किसी को harm नहीं कर रहा होता, तो उसको मारने की क्या जरूरत थी? So that
उसने
I
क्या
have
sense किया?
danger.
Danger बोलेगा तो subconscious mind will pump you with the adrenaline rush to survive. या तो आप खिड़की से कूदोगे या आप किसी भी चीज को लेके मारोगे. तो danger मिल गया तो fight होगा या flight होगा. If you are become a Buddha, then you will simply sit there in meditation. The snake will crawl around you and then leave.
Coming to the example given by Buddha only.
Yeah.
Because
उसको कुछ नहीं होता है. Buddha says, don't disturb me, please go. The snake went away.
Because I remember that story जिसमें उनको एक बिच्छू डंक काट रहा था, उन्होंने कहा कि कोई बात नहीं, let let it do its own duty, और मेरी duty है that I have to perform meditation. So
उसका nature है, वो मेरा
he's doing
nature
his
है.
own karma.
कर्मा नहीं, nature की बात हो रही है वहाँ पे. What
हाँ,
Buddha said
nature,
is that is
sorry.
his nature. Scorpio का
Yes,
nature है डंक
yes.
मारना, मेरा nature है बचाना. So I will do my job, he will do his job. That's fine. For that you have to become a Buddha. So don't compare there. You will be slightly misguided. But here we are talking of a practical situation. If the subconscious mind says danger, then the body is geared up to fight or flight. या तो आप भागोगे या मारोगे. उस समय ये नहीं सोचोगे हाय ये भी भगवान है मैं भी भगवान हूँ. नहीं, वो सब चीजें नहीं आएंगी तब. ये सब कॉन्शियस माइंड के ड्रामे हैं. Subconscious mind is very clear. You have to survive. Clear? Good. Anybody else who wants to share anything? Let's acknowledge Mani ji and Geeta ji for sharing that. Yes. Who else? So we have picked up 2 points for the law of least effort. One is surrender to the divine will or surrender to the divine, which Geeta ji mentioned. And the second point that we are seeing here now is acceptance of a situation. And understanding and the acceptance of a situation will give you the right action. The conscious mind has to initiate that action. Yes. And then the subconscious mind will, along with the guidance of the universal intelligence, will take you through the situation. So it is more or less like you can say the flight scene. Imagine the flight. Effort is required, least effort, but then effort is required for the flight to take off. Take off करने के लिए skill चाहिए, expertise चाहिए. Pilot has to be there. I can't do that. It has to be a trained pilot, correct? Not anybody can do that. So वो skill चाहिए, वो knowledge चाहिए, वो expertise चाहिए for the conscious mind to take off the airplane. Once it is coasting, what happens? It has reached the height, autopilot. That is when the life is in flow, least effort. And again, during the landing, some conscious effort is required. Exactly the same, you can apply that in your life. A situation has come, you have to take a conscious decision, that effort is required. Once you're taking that action, you're very clear this is the action to be taken, you've taken that action. Now, the divine intervention will happen. You will get the tathastu, you will have the universal intelligence taking over, and the result will be when delivered to you. You have to be receptive to the result. So again, the landing has to be there. So takeoff and landing has to be conscious mind. The whole 10-hour journey is the journey of the subconscious mind, exactly the same. You flow with the stream. You swim with the flow of the river. Don't swim upstream. Swim downstream along with the life. You're flowing with the life. Don't struggle. No struggle. Right? If you see the nature, oh, sorry, Tarunji, I forgot to ask your sharing. Yes, please go ahead. You have a question?
I was saying that the acceptance is the only thing which is like in the starting also or in the down also. The acceptance of the fact is something which is hard to understand or adapt in yourself or work upon that. So how people should handle at that point of time? Because this is something.
Tarunji, your voice is not clear. You have to speak into the mic. Your voice is audible. It's not very clear.
I was saying acceptance is something which we are talking about, but that is the most difficult part for people to understand and accept the things which are happening around, and they are unable to understand why them, why not, what has or how them, something like that.
Yeah. So if you're talking of why is this happening to me, then you have to understand you are suffering from a victim syndrome and you are not understanding the spiritual law of cause and effect. आपकी लाइफ में वो क्यों हो रहा है? क्योंकि आपने ही कुछ ऐसे कर्म किए हैं जिसका रिजल्ट आपको लाइफ में मिल रहा है. आपको याद इसलिए नहीं होगा क्योंकि आपने इस जन्म में नहीं किया. क्लियर? तो सिचुएशन को एक्सेप्ट करना मेरे साथ क्यों हो रहा है, दैट्स अ वेरी वेरी immature kind of a question for a seeker who is on a spiritual journey. Because any seeker on the spiritual journey will understand whatever is happening to me in my life, I am responsible for it. So responsibility is another aspect of law of least effort. Number one, acceptance. Number two, I am responsible for whatever is happening in my life because I am the master of my life. I am the master of my karma. I am the master of my destiny. मेरे साथ क्यों हो रहा है? क्योंकि ये कहीं ना कहीं मैंने ये कर्म पहले किए थे और वो रिटर्न जर्नी में मेरे को ये रिजल्ट दे रहा है. That answers that question. Now the scene is, now having understood that this is happening to me, what is the best option I can do? Right? अब मान लीजिए आपका एक्सीडेंट हो गया. अब आप कह रहे हाय मेरे टांग टूट गई, ये क्यों मेरे साथ हो गया, हे भगवान मेरी जिंदगी बर्बाद हो गई. So you are complaining. There is no gratitude. Right? Either you are complaining or you have gratitude. You can't have both.
Right.
So how can you have a gratitude when things are going wrong? Maybe an accident. आपकी टांग टूट गई है, फ्रैक्चर हो गया. 1 महीने के लिए डॉक्टर सेज plaster. You can't work, so your income goes for a toss. You can't meet anybody. Your social life is gone for a toss. You had an important meeting in Bombay. You have to take a flight. You're gone. You can't go there. So loss of business, loss of income, and of course the frustration of being bedridden for 1 month. All this is there. This is a situation for you. How do you respond, Tarunji?
I have been to this situation or.
Good. So what were you going through? Tell me.
Maybe I have been to 18. I have gone to accident. At that point of time, all these things happened, like halt of business, all the thoughts that why it happened to me.
Yes.
But at that point, people around has supported, who has been the power or strength in that low times, and the courage has been given that okay, things will settle down. Give time to it. So that was more on acceptance thing where people were also standing alone.
Okay.
But
forget if the people were not there, how would you if you were alone?
देन तो फाइट हो जाती सर. घर में अकेले, मैं अपने घर वालों से दूर, यहाँ पे पीजी में रह रहे हो, टांग टूटी हुई है, कोई खिलाने वाला नहीं है, कोई पिलाने वाला नहीं है.
So Instead of being negative, how can you be grateful that time? How can you be positive at that time? बाद में तो चलो
Yeah.
फोन करके बुला सकते हो आप किसी को, उस समय कोई नहीं है, मान लीजिए, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा लाइफ में कोई नहीं है, उस समय कोई नहीं है आपके पास सपोर्ट के लिए, और आपका आज ये एक्सीडेंट हुआ है और आप प्लास्टर बांध के घर में बैठे हुए हो और आप कोस रहे हो अपने आप को, हे भगवान ये क्या हो गया, अब इसको कैसे चेंज कर सकते हैं?
नहीं, कोच तो नहीं रहे थे उस समय भी कि चलो जो हुआ अच्छे के लिए हुआ होगा, कुछ इसमें और डीपर होगा
वेरी
जो बाद
गुड.
में समझ में आएगा.
So that is the first thing, right? Whatever happens in your life, you cannot be minus from where you started. Where did you start? When you were born. लाइफ में कुछ
Zero.
भी हो जाए, आप जब पैदा हुए थे उससे बेटर सिचुएशन में ही होंगे. This is for
Right.
sure, correct? Because when you were born, you didn't have clothes. You were too small to even eat your own food. You couldn't go to the toilet alone. You had no sense of what is happening in life. So at any point of time, you would be better than when you were born. Correct?
Absolutely.
Yes. So that is the first point that you need to understand. And बहुत लोग हैं जिनका एक्सीडेंट हुआ और उनकी जान चली गई. आपका एक्सीडेंट में सिर्फ टांग 1 महीने के लिए फ्रैक्चर हुआ है. सो यू कैन बी ग्रेटफुल. आपकी टांग कटी नहीं है, सिर्फ हड्डी टूटी है.
हड्डी
Right.
टूटी है.
So everywhere you can always see it could have been worse, but it has not happened. So thank you, Divine. Thank you, God. That is how you show gratitude even in a tough situation. Okay?
Fair enough.
And सबसे पहले ये ध्यान रखना, जब मैं पैदा हुआ वहां से बेटर हूँ. पहले फिजिकली इंडिपेंडेंट था, अभी physically I am kind of a strong person, correct? I have the very strong balanced mind now. सिर्फ एक हड्डी तो टूटी है एक पाँव की, दूसरा पाँव सही सलामत है, दोनों हाथ सही सलामत है, मैं जिंदा हूँ, खा पी रहा हूँ, रहने को घर है, 3 टाइम खाना खा रहा हूँ, तो सब कुछ बढ़िया है. ये ठीक हो जाएगा 1 महीने में, बिग डील. So again, you are not making it personal, you are not making it permanent. These 3 rules always apply. It is not personal. बहुत लोगों का एक्सीडेंट होता रहता है, बहुत लोगों के फ्रैक्चर होते रहते हैं. इट इज नॉट परमानेंट, क्योंकि ये ठीक हो जाएगा 1 महीने में. एंड इट इज नॉट परवेसिव. उसको इतना हवा मत बनाओ कि आपके दिलो दिमाग पे वो हावी हो जाए. उसको एक साइड में रखो. ठीक है, मेरी एक टांग की एक हड्डी टूटी है, बाकी सब क्या क्या ठीक चल रहा है. ओके, इंडिया मैच जीत गया, चलो ठीक है, बढ़िया. हाँ, या चलो जो भी आपको पसंद आ रहा है वो वाले रिजल्ट देखो ना, चलो बहुत बढ़िया. इनफैक्ट व्हेन आई हैड knee surgery and I was laid up more than 2 months, I had got all the spiritual books on my bedside. सबको बोलता था जो आ रहे हो कोई फूल वूल लेके आने की जरूरत नहीं है, बुक्स लेके आओ मेरे पास. So I got all the NLP books, all the Bhagavad Gita and all different versions of whatever books I could get. उस 1.5 महीने में मैंने अपने 4-5 मॉड्यूल्स तैयार कर लिए प्रेजेंटेशन के, जो होने चाहिए थे. So utilize that time, never allow, because if you allow the mind to be idle, it will become negative. तो उसको पॉजिटिव ही रखना. बहुत बढ़िया टाइम मिल गया, ब्रेक मिल गया मेरे को. बहुत भागा दौड़ी कर रहा था, अब कोई फ्लाइट नहीं पकड़नी, कोई शताब्दी नहीं पकड़नी, कोई राजधानी नहीं पकड़नी, आराम से बैठो 2 महीना एंड लुक इनटू योर लाइफ. And that is when the spiritual journey actually blossomed. So there is always a reason why something is happening. Look for the bigger purpose. Look for the more positive reason. That is how you will get the law of least effort. Yes.
Good point.
Yes. Very good, Tarunji. So good point that you brought it up. Let's acknowledge Tarunji. Yes. Great. So third point is gratitude. Right. So I hope everybody is noting it down now. The first point was, let me do a quick recap. What all we have done so far. Law of least effort means what? You are flowing with the life. And what are the different components? Number 1, accept life the way it is and the way it is not. And I will add on to it. Accept the people the way they are and the way they are not. Accept yourself the way you are and the way you are not. The acceptance is huge. That can take care of all the turbulence of the mind. Right? Second is surrender to the divine. जो कुछ हो रहा है भगवान की मर्जी से हो रहा है, मैं अपना काम करूंगा, बाकी काम भगवान का है, रिजल्ट देना भगवान का काम. Divine will be done. That is the second point that we looked at. Okay, surrender to the divine. Then we talked of, what is the third point before we came to gratitude? Anybody who remembers what was the point that we talked of? Third point. Gratitude to abhi aaya.
Sir, acceptance.
Responsibility.
Correct. Responsibility. I am responsible. Very good. I am responsible for whatever is happening in my life. Nobody else is responsible. So stop blaming others, stop blaming God, stop blaming Modi, stop blaming God, stop blaming people in your life, and don't even blame yourself. Responsibility doesn't mean blame. Responsibility means I am the cause of whatever is happening in my life, which is empowering, because if I have to change it, I have the power to change it. It's like I created a movie. If that movie is a flop, I create another movie, which is a blockbuster. My life is my movie. If it was a tragedy, I can change it and make it a comedy now. If it was a horror movie, now I can make it a comedy movie now. You get my point? So my life is my creation. I am responsible. So responsibility is a big, big achievement. And that gives you the law of least effort. Your life will flow. You will be flowing with the, you will be living with the flow of life. No struggle. कहीं कोई struggle नहीं होगी. Right? Efforts करने हैं conscious mind से. Results आएंगे आपके subconscious mind से, divine के साथ. ये अगर clear है, तो कहीं भी आपको struggle नहीं होगी life. And you will be flowing, you will be following the spiritual law of the least effort. You see the nature, how it works. Grass doesn't try to grow, it grows. The vegetable kingdom, it grows, simple. पेड़ पौधे, पानी, नदी का पानी बहता है. Doesn't try to. We all try to do that. Nature doesn't try to do. It just simply does it. पहले एक नाइकी का एक ऐड भी आता था, just do it, simply like that. So just live your life. Don't try to live it. So efforts हमको अगर चाहिए तो conscious mind से right decision, right response, that's all is required to the life situation. Okay. So look at nature, plant kingdom, कैसे उग रहा है, mineral kingdom, that means the nature of the rivers, you can say that, of the plant, animals for that matter, animal kingdom. They might be fighting and eating and each other, but then there is a proper balance and harmony and order in the universe. Only there is a disorder and disharmony when it comes to the human kingdom, because we use our conscious mind more than what is required. Yes, animals को कोई problem नहीं है. Tiger, lion, all the carnivorous animals are feeding on the plants and the animals. Oh, sorry, on the herbivores. The herbivores are feeding on the plants. There is a perfect ecology balance. It is a human being who is creating a nonsense about it. सारे पेड़ काट दिए, सारे जानवरों को मार दिया अपने शौक के लिए. If you want to eat for food, then it makes sense. But they are doing just for fun. कहानियां पढ़ते थे ना हम लोग, राजा शिकार पे गए, तुम्हारे लिए तो मजे हो रहे हैं, वो तो मर गए. Right? So you have to understand, you mess around with the nature, you are in trouble. So conscious mind mein human beings are creating the maximum problem. If that conscious mind is restricted or used very, very little, only for the right response, you will live a perfect life of harmony and balance. No war, no hostility, nothing will happen. No selfishness, no greed. If you are aligned with the universe. But problem है हमारे अंदर वायरस घुस गए. हमारा conscious mind is completely what conditioned by the society mind, and we are full of काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, मद, मत्सर, all that virus. Once the conscious mind is conditioned by the society mind, it has seeped into the subconscious mind, and subconscious mind is completely not in alignment or balance with the universal mind. That is the problem. So we are going against the flow of life. So there is war, there is hostility, there is disharmony. Everything is happening because at the subconscious level we have polluted. तो चित्त को साफ करना जरूरी है. Subconscious mind के viruses को हटाना जरूरी है. That is why spiritual sadhana is important. Yes. Okay, let's have some more people share. We have seen the basic understanding of law of least effort. Now let us look into our life and see why it is not happening in our life, or why is it happening in our life. So how many of you can proudly say it is happening in our life? Always. पिछले 5 साल से देखिए या पिछले 1 साल से देखिए, अगर आपका law of least effort चल रहा है, then you will be happy, you will be healthy, you will be energetic, you will be young, and you will be full of bubbling with energy, and you will be creating magic and miracles in your life. I can assure you that much. So if that is happening in your life, and look at into your life, maybe 1 year, ज़्यादा पीछे नहीं जा, 1 साल, 6 महीने, 6 महीने में क्या मैजिक और मिरेकल्स लाइफ में क्रिएट हो रहे हैं? अगर हो रहे हैं, then you are following the law of least effort. और अगर स्ट्रगल है, रिलेशनशिप ब्रेकडाउन है, एंगर है, हॉस्टिलिटी है, बीमारियां हैं, अपसेट्स हैं, फाइट्स हैं, then you are not following the law of least effort. Correct? So let's have some people share now, because now we have to look into our life. स्पिरिचुअल लॉ तो समझ लिया, अब अपनी लाइफ में उसे कैसे लाना है देखेंगे. कौन बोलना चाहेंगे? Look into your life and share. Silence. शोले का डायलॉग है ना.
I would say, like, struggles, up and downs, whatever. I mean, जो भी destiny, everything is written, right? So जो होना है वो हो ही रहा है, और सदियों से हो रहा है और होता ही रहेगा. So I think the least what I've got to know is, or I have applied after coming in touch with you, आपके sessions सुन के, अगर मैं live भी नहीं सुन पाती तो recorded, मुझे एक चीज शायद तो आप आज discuss कर रहे हो, that I've completely surrendered. कि जो हो रहा है ना वो हो जाए, इट्स ओके, मेरे कर्म ही कट रहे हैं. तो मतलब एनीथिंग बीट, अगर कोई अपसेट कर रहा है तो शायद मैंने किया होगा. सो आई एम इन कंप्लीट सिंक. अब मेरी वो ट्यूनिंग बैठी है. I think it is good. It is whatever is happening is just fine. So let it happen. And I think my most of the time is going only in the bhakti mode, जो मैं बिल्कुल ही जीरो थी. So मुझे ऐसा लगता था मैं कभी भी नहीं कर सकती हूँ, बिल्कुल भी नहीं. शायद मुझे मैं बुढ़ी हो जाऊंगी सब करूंगी. But like my most of the time is only I would not say. पता नहीं क्यों लोग भी मुझे बोलते हैं कि यंग एज में पूरे टाइम कीर्तन भक्ति यही करती रहती हूँ. But I think that gives me so much of peace. So I think just surrendering and doing like all of this gives me peace. And
Very good.
I think miracles कह लो, एक ऐसे भी कह लो, I think I've got self peace for at least for myself. Yeah.
Very good. बहुत बढ़िया. Let's acknowledge Manish
All
ji.
thanks
Very
to
good.
you. All thanks to you.
Thank you. Welcome. Great. So knowing where you started from, and when you were having a lot of issues and all the dialogues like why me, why this is happening to me, and all that stuff, right? So you come up a big way. Very good. Good understanding. Perfect. So law of least effort is happening, which means you are moving on the spiritual journey faster. Very good. Let's acknowledge Maniji. Yes. Who else would like to share? But having said that, you need to understand, when you say surrender to the divine will, you are surrendering the result of your life to the divine, not the action. Action आपको ही करना है. Action आपको ही करना है. Flight. Remember the flight? You have to take off. आपको अपनी स्किल और एक्सपर्टीज से लाइफ को रनवे पे दौड़ाना है और टेक ऑफ करना है. टेक ऑफ करके एक हाइट पे पहुंच जाओगे, देन यू कैन पुट इट ऑन ऑटो पायलट. वहां पे सबकॉन्शियस माइंड आएगा, वहां पे डिवाइन का पावर आएगा. Again, in landing, you have to use your expertise. So you will always have to take conscious decisions, conscious response, not reactions, response to the life situations. Life is going to throw situations. Life is always going to come to you at point blank. You know, point blank? Like that. That is how life works. You have to have a proper response to any life situation. That is your mastery. Rest, the divine will take care. With full surrender to the divine, with full gratitude to the divine, live your life powerfully, accept whatever is happening, be responsible, full gratitude, and see the magic. Perfect. And always remember, nothing is permanent, nothing is personal, and nothing is pervasive. Everything will be in your control. Yes, very good. Who else would like to share? What is opening up? अपनी लाइफ से बोलिए, क्या ओपन हो रहा है? What is opening up for you? Okay, let me understand. Let me welcome some people who have come now. Pushpa Agrawal ji, namaskar. E.N. Prasad Reddy, of course, Anirudh ji is there. And Deepak ji. Deepak ji, if you would like to share something, what is opening up? Shruti ji, VP Singh ji, welcome. Anything you would like to share, sir? Right. So, how is the law of least effort happening in your life? How much are you manifesting the results in your life based on this law? That is what we are discussing. So, anybody you would like to share?
So maybe
Yes.
I can, if nobody else. So about a year back, I landed up coming across a YouTube video which had a title of Art of Not Forcing. The Art of Not Forcing. That changed my life so profoundly. I started to apply that, started to see the results of this. And today, for the first time, I'm having a very structured refresher session on the same thing. And when I'm looking back, that the way my life has turned very good in terms of becoming stressless and being in the flow has actually paid results. So I think in a way, it's a testimonial that because of that gift, which I got about a year back on YouTube, I look back and it has worked. So whatever we're talking about in this session, whatever you're telling and teaching, it is a testimonial that it worked and it will work for everybody. It worked for one person and it will work for everybody.
Perfect. बहुत बढ़िया.
Yeah. So
Fantastic.
thank you for this.
Let's acknowledge Amit ji. That is
Thank you.
actually in short, because see, when you are forcing something, you are using external pressure to change a situation. आप सिचुएशन को चेंज नहीं कर सकते. सिचुएशन तो आ चुकी है ना. एक डिजीज है तो आ चुकी है. एक्सीडेंट है तो टांग टूट चुकी है. अब उसके ऊपर आप प्रेशर डाल के कुछ नहीं कर सकते. उसको एक्सेप्ट करके करेक्टिव एक्शन ले सकते हो. करेक्टिव रिस्पॉन्स ले सकते हो. दैट इज हाउ यू नीड टू लिव योर लाइफ. एंड देन whatever action you are taking, align with the conscious mind and surrender to the universal mind. That is a perfect way to live. तो कॉन्शियस माइंड से जितना कम काम कराओगे उतने सुकून से रहोगे, उतने पीसफुल रहोगे. यस, दैट्स व्हाट मनी जी शेयर्ड. बिकमिंग मोर पीसफुल मींस कॉन्शियस माइंड को मिनिमम कर दो, उसका पार्टिसिपेशन बहुत मिनिमम कर दो, एंड द डिवाइन विल टेक केयर ऑफ. एंड ऑफ कोर्स गेट ऑन टू योर स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी. तो स्पिरिचुअल साधना करो, जो भी है. शी इज इनटू भक्ति योग. You can pick up Gyan Yoga, you can do Raj Yoga, but some spiritual sadhana is important so that you are cleansing your chit.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good.
Because unless you are cleansing your chit, all the spiritual practices are external. Nothing is going to happen inside. It is a useless waste of time, I would say. Not waste of time, don't take it literally. What I mean to say is that it is not having the desired result. Keep on practicing it. Definitely it will have an impact at later point of time. But अगर तुम्हारे कह रहे हो कि मैं रोज आधा घंटा मेडिटेशन कर रहा हूँ, कुछ नहीं हुआ, तो 1 घंटा करो. आधे घंटे से काम नहीं हो रहा तो 1 घंटा करो. मेडिटेशन में प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. If you think half an hour meditation is not good enough, then you should do it for 1 hour and see the difference. But you have to do something regularly, continuously, and then it will have an impact. Cleansing of the chit is primary. Without that, nothing is going to happen. Rest is all talks. Rest is all talk. You are thinking and you're talking of a lot of things, but it is not going to have any effect. Yes. Okay. Let's acknowledge everybody who shared. And who else? Yes, Anirudh, you raise your hand. Go ahead.
Just before Anirudh, just a second.
Yeah.
Is this topic somehow, do you think there is an analogy to the NLP also, just in case if there is something which can also be kind of explained in the language of NLP, just in case, I don't know if it is a
valid. Absolutely perfect. Why not? Because see, when you're talking of spiritual sadhana, you're talking of cleansing of the chit. And when we are talking of NLP, what are we doing? We are talking of re-imprinting the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is your chit only, no? So subconscious mind में जितने वायरस हैं, उस वायरसेस को हम हटा रहे हैं. उन वायरसेस को हटा के हम उसकी जगह पे परफेक्ट प्रोग्राम फिट कर रहे हैं. तो सारी प्रॉब्लम तो वायरस की है ना. ये काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, these are called viruses in NLP, correct? तो उन वायरसेस को हटा के हम नया रीप्रोग्राम कर रहे हैं. इट इज एग्जैक्टली द सेम थिंग, ओनली थिंग इज इट इज साइंटिफिक, तो पीपल गेट टू नो द रिजल्ट फास्टर. अब मैं बोलूँ मेडिटेशन करो, मतलब कितने साल करूँ, कोई टाइम लिमिट नहीं है ना. किसी को हो सकता है 5 साल में मिले, किसी को पता लगा 5 जन्मों में नहीं मिल रहा है. So you don't know how much a big mountain you are carrying inside you, which will take time to heal. But in NLP it is very clear. वायरस है, निकाला, सामने दिखता है. सर्जरी करी, बाहर निकाल दिया. You immediately within 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you do an activity which we will see all the participants who are here. Once you do that activity, you see the result right away after that. So it is very very powerful. Actually result एक ही है, process अलग है बस. Very good, Amit ji.
Yeah, so if I can ask one offbeat question right now, is there a
Yes.
possibility of another participant being able to join your NLP course now, or is it too late because 1 week has already passed?
No, they can join. They can join. Only thing is, I have to work, check with them if they are really committed for it. And secondly, of course, they will get the recording of the first session. That is not a problem. They can join it. अभी भी कर सकते हैं. एक ही सेशन हुआ है ना, एक का रिकॉर्डिंग मिल जाएगा. And then, of course, if they have any doubts, I will take them through the discussion with them. So you have a friend, you can talk to them. Yeah.
Correct. That'll be nice.
All right.
Thank you.
Good. Very good, Amit ji.
Anybody else also who wants to nominate more people for this NLP course? I think the doors are still open for another 3-4 days.
Yes. Till Saturday, no problem. Till Saturday, I will. Once the session starts on Sunday, then I can't do anything. Because 2 sessions if you miss, then it is not possible. क्योंकि sessions अभी हमने सिर्फ 7 ही प्लान किए. 2 मिस हो जाएंगे तो नहीं होगा. लेकिन 1 मिस हुआ है तो अभी कर सकते हैं. Right? All right. Let's acknowledge Amit ji. Great, wonderful.
Over to Anirudh sir. Sorry, back to you.
Yes, Anirudh ji, go ahead.
नहीं सर, ओके सर. लॉ ऑफ दिस इफेक्ट में जैसे आपने बताया, सरेंडर भी है, एक्सेप्टेंस, ग्रेटिट्यूड, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. इसके अलावा एक प्रैक्टिकल वे में मुझे एक और लगता है, दैट इज नॉट स्पिरिचुअल वे, इन प्रैक्टिकल वे, कि आवर ऑब्जेक्टिव एम शुड बी वेरी क्लियर. तो उसमें एफर्ट्स कम लगते हैं. एफर्ट्स ज्यादा तब लग जाते हैं जब हमारा एम्स क्लियर नहीं होता. तो एम्स इज क्लियर और हमें उतना ही अचीव करना है जितना हमारा एम है, उससे ज्यादा नहीं. प्रॉब्लम वहां आती है जब हम एम से ज्यादा अचीव करने लगते हैं तो एफर्ट ज्यादा लग जाते हैं या परफेक्शन में चले जाते हैं. तो वो एक हमारे लीज एफर्ट्स को के अगेंस्ट चला जाता है. बस यही कहना.
परफेक्ट, बहुत बढ़िया बात. वेरी गुड. अलाइन विद इट. क्योंकि आपके गोल जो होंगे वो कॉन्शियस माइंड का डिसीजन है. तो राइट रिस्पॉन्स में आपके गोल्स आएंगे. अगर राइट रिस्पॉन्स जो हम बात कर रहे थे, कॉन्शियस माइंड में राइट रिस्पॉन्स आना चाहिए, उसमें आपका एम आ जाएगा, आपका गोल आ जाएगा, स्पेसिफिक गोल जो आप अचीव करना चाह रहे हैं, विच इज परफेक्ट. तो उसी के हिसाब से आपका पूरा एक्शन होगा, उसी के हिसाब से डिवाइन का इंटरवेंशन होगा, उसी के हिसाब से आपको रिजल्ट्स मिलेंगे. बिल्कुल सही. थैंक यू अनुज जी. वेरी गुड. एनीबडी एल्स हु वुड लाइक टू शेयर or ask any question? We are reaching the last 5 minutes of the session. Yes, Manish, go ahead.
Sir, I have a question. I might go off track little. So I have a question, sir. जैसे अभी वैष्णो देवी में अटैक हुआ, कुछ pilgrimage आ रहे थे, है ना? So I see their mourning families, So some of them, they were also cursing God कि नहीं, हम लोग तो गए, भगवान ने ऐसा किया, ये किया. So for us, it is very, I would not say simple. We probably, fortunately, we have not gone through such a incident. So हमारे लिए कहना ये आसान है relatively कि नहीं, God को surrender कर दो, say that I am responsible for such kind of event, right? So if मतलब what do you have to say about? Because they were coming from a pilgrimage. It can happen anytime. Be it even at Palestine, Ukraine attack. So kids are also getting killed. So, I mean, what do you have to say on this, sir?
Any kind of, you can say, destruction of property or life, in this case life, that is more important. It is all a result of karma. Individual karma, collective karma, and country's karma, and consciousness of the planet Earth. सब कुछ involved है. एक फैमिली में जो हो रहा है वो फैमिली का कर्मा है, राइट? तो हस्बैंड, वाइफ, चिल्ड्रन एंड पेरेंट्स, ये एक फैमिली कर्मा है. मेरे साथ जो हो रहा है इंडिविजुअली, वो मेरा कर्मा भी है. तो मेरे साथ हो रहा है फैमिली कर्मा भी है, इंडिविजुअल कर्मा भी है, सोसाइटी कर्मा भी है, इंडिया का कर्मा भी है. अगर मैं यूपी में हूँ तो यूपी का कर्मा भी है, करेक्ट? So you have to understand the collective consciousness of planet Earth is also responsible for what is happening to me. So if you think saying about terrorist activity, we all know terrorist activity is something absolutely no question about it. It has to be terminated. It has to be neutralized. तो उसके लिए necessary action होगा. But जो लोग जा रहे हैं, you have to understand, death has to be, loss of life has to be actually looked at into a change of form. Okay, बॉडी का मतलब उस जीव का उस शरीर में उतना ही रोल था. You have to look at it that way. वो अगला जन्म में आएंगे, कुछ और करेंगे, इनके इस जन्म में इतना ही काम था. So you can't question why kids are dying and why a 70-year-old person is alive and struggling with cancer and all that, and 5 साल का बच्चा मर गया एक्सीडेंट में. वो सोल की जर्नी है. You have no say in that. You have no understanding of how the soul journey is happening. So we will not get into it. But yes, having said that, we need to have empathy and compassion for whatever is happening, whether it is a war victim or a terrorist activity victim. So what are we going to do? We are going to send blessings to the soul. And if you are purely talk to me as a healer, I will send the healing energy even to the terrorists कि उनको सद्बुद्धि मिले. जो एक्शन लिया उसके लिए तो पनिशमेंट मिलेगा ही मिलेगा. Maybe they will be shot dead. That is at the body level. I'm not bothered about it. At the soul level, I will send them blessings कि उनको सद्बुद्धि मिले और वो अपने इस पेन और हर्ट से बाहर निकले और एक अपनी स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी पे जाके. वो सब स्लीप वॉकिंग है ना. They are sleep walking. It's a soul playing a role. You need to understand that. Terrorist is also a soul playing a role. The 5-year-old who died was also, is also a soul playing a role. वो उस रोल के लिए ही आया है. अब उस एक्सीडेंट से या उस इंसिडेंट से मेरी लाइफ में क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है, दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन माय कर्म. करेक्ट. अगर उसके फैमिली मेंबर है कोई, उनके तो बहुत डीप शॉक में होंगे. बाकी लोगों को थोड़ा सा सहानुभूति होगी, है ना. और कुछ लोगों को कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ रहा होगा. So you have to understand how it works. Incident can be very, very traumatic, but then it will impact different people in different ways. How much are you involved depends on your level of karma. Clear? So I hope I have answered you in some way. So focus
Yes,
on your journey. Focus on your journey, and whoever is in pain, send blessings of love, peace, and joy to them. Soul level. फिर वो विलन हो या विक्टिम हो, doesn't matter. दोनों को हीलिंग की जरूरत है. Yes. All right. Very good question. Very tough question actually. So let's acknowledge Maniji. No? Good.
so thank you for answering each and every query. Thank
Welcome.
you.
Great. So let's acknowledge Maniji and others who are curious about these kind of questions, because these are shaking your consciousness very, very, you know, पूरा earthquake की तरह shake करते हैं आपके consciousness को. So you need to be very, very stable, whatever is happening. Yes. Who else? Who else would like to share? 2 minutes. Yes, still 2 minutes into the program. And of course, if you have any questions, I can extend the timing also. Not a problem. Yes, who else? Parveen ji, क्या लेके जा रहे हैं सेशन से? We have discussed the topic. Anything opening up? Geeta ji, Shruti ji, what is opening up? Anything opening up for you? VP Singh ji, एक line मेरे को चाहिए सबसे, so that I know you are participating and you have got some value. Now,
Hello,
because
sir.
I am committed that all of you get value from these sessions.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Actually, I joined in the half of the session, and
Okay.
yeah, I just wanted to understand. Actually, sometimes कभी-कभी मेरे साथ ऐसा होता है कि मुझे किसी के पेन में ना बहुत ज्यादा पेन फील होता है, लेकिन समटाइम्स किसी के पेन में बिल्कुल कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. और कई बार क्लोज वन के पेन में कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, लेकिन कोई दूर का बंदा होगा उसके पेन में बड़ा, मतलब मुझे लगेगा कि यार ये क्यों हुआ उसके साथ. आई डोंट नो, मतलब मैं कई बार कंफ्यूज हो जाती हूँ कि ऐसे क्यों होता है मेरे साथ.
जो देखिए, जिनके साथ आपकी कोई फीलिंग नहीं है, उनको जब कोई बुरा करते हैं तो ऑब्वियसली देयर इज न्यूट्रल फीलिंग बिफोर. करेक्ट. सो अब उनको कोई दुख हो रहा है तो आपको ओ काइंड ऑफ ए थिंग आ जाएगा आपका, तो सहानुभूति होती है. राइट. जो जान पहचान के लोग हैं, जब जान पहचान ज्यादा हो जाती है तो दिक्कत ये रहती है कि समटाइम्स देयर इज ए टफल गोइंग ऑन इन योर माइंड. उसके साथ अच्छा क्यों हो रहा है, उसके साथ बुरा क्यों हो रहा है ना. So sometimes
हाँ
you
जी।
are maybe envious, sometimes you are jealous, sometimes you are not happy because of their happiness. Correct? तो उनके साथ कुछ बुरा होता है, कहते अच्छा हुआ। आप बोल नहीं रहे हो, लेकिन माइंड मन में क्या आ रहा है, अच्छा हुआ, बहुत ज्यादा उड़ रहे थे, आगे ना लाइन पे ये थॉट आ जाते हैं कभी। So you are not feeling bad about what they are feeling, and that is dangerous, by the way. Because if you are enjoying somebody's misery, God is going to give you those miseries 10 times more. हाँ,
नहीं,
तो
मोस्टली ये हैप्पीनेस में नहीं होता है, पेन में होता है। इफ समबडी इज इन द पेन, तो मुझे मतलब क्लोज वन का भी कोई मतलब फील नहीं होता कि वो पेन में है, लेकिन दूर के बंदों का काफी फील हो जाता है। कई बार
मैं
नेबर्स का हो
बताता हूँ
जाता है,
जैसे
लेकिन
आपको, आई गेट दैट वन। सी दूर का होना है, दैट इज ओके, दैट इज न्यूट्रल फीलिंग है ना। तो न्यूट्रल फीलिंग के साथ आप किसी के दुख में दुखी हो सकते हो, क्योंकि वो आपकी लाइफ में नहीं है। गेट द पॉइंट? बट जो आपकी लाइफ में होते हैं, उनके लिए आपके पास मिक्स फीलिंग होती है। दैट्स व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से। नॉट सेइंग दैट पॉसिबली इट इज बैड और गुड, ऑल आई एम सेइंग इज देयर इज ए मिक्स फीलिंग। जैसे अगर आपको मालूम है कि किसी ने कोई, जस्ट गिविंग एन एग्जांपल, कोई गलत काम करके पैसे कमा रहा है एंड ऑल दैट, एंड देन सडनली ही हैज एन एक्सीडेंट, तो आपको लगेगा हाँ ये उसके कर्म है ना। मैं अक्सर पहले ही बोलता था कि उसके कर्म है ना, गलत कर्म किया इसलिए एक्सीडेंट हो गया, गलत कर्म किया इसलिए बीमार पड़ गया, गलत कर्म किया इसलिए ये हो गया। So I have some judgment about it. So this is another important point. You
Okay.
should never be judging people in your life if you want to be peaceful.
दैट मींस यू
आप
वांट टू से कि जो क्लोज वंस होते हैं उनके बारे में हमें काफी कुछ पता होता है,
आप
बिकॉज़ वी
मालूम
नो
होता
दैट,
है,
राइट?
मालूम होने की बात नहीं है, यू आर जजिंग देम। आप
ओके।
जजमेंट कर रहे हो कि उनके साथ ये हुआ, होना चाहिए था उनके साथ ऐसे ही। कहीं से आप ये बोल रहे हो, या बोल रहे हो कि उनको तो ऐसा मिलना ही
या
चाहिए
उनका
था।
कर्मा ही ऐसा था, तो उन्हें तो ऐसा होना ही था, दैट वे।
So you are justifying it by saying वो गलत काम किया इसलिए गलत रिजल्ट मिला उनको। तो एक्चुअली यू आर जजिंग। यू आर नॉट सपोज टू जज एनीबडी ऑन द सोल जर्नी। आप सिर्फ अपने लिए एनालिसिस कर सकते हो। किसी और को जजमेंट करने से लॉ ऑफ लीस्ट एफर्ट का लॉ उल्टा पड़ जाएगा, वो वैलिड नहीं रहेगा। यू विल नॉट बी पीसफुल। सी, लॉ ऑफ लीस्ट एफर्ट विल मेक यू पीसफुल, एंड इफ यू आर जजिंग समबडी यू कैन नेवर बी पीसफुल। अब आप कह रहे हो वो तो है ही ना, करप्ट आदमी था ना, करप्ट पॉलिटिशियन था, जेल तो जाना ही था। मेनी पीपल आर सेइंग दैट अबाउट some particular XYZ who is in jail right now. करेक्ट? तो सिंपैथी नहीं आ रही ना, क्योंकि हम जानते हैं उसको, उसके बारे में। कोई अननोन होगा, वो कहेगा यार इतने हाई पोजीशन पे था, बेचारे के साथ बुरा हो गया। गेट माय पॉइंट? तो मे बी
क्योंकि
दैट इज
उसका हमें डेली रूटीन नहीं पता कि कैसा
कुछ भी
बंदा
नहीं
है,
पता
क्या
हमको। हमारी
दैट।
जजमेंट है उसके बारे में, तो अभी मेरे को भी नहीं मालूम है कुछ। हाँ, हम क्या सुनते हैं, जो न्यूज में सुना वही सुना ना हमने भी। वी डोंट नो एनीथिंग, वी आर जस्ट हियरिंग एंड मेकिंग ए जजमेंट आउट ऑफ व्हाट वी आर हियरिंग इन द न्यूज। गेट माय पॉइंट?
I think we are
Got it.
subtly, I think we are subtly conditioned,
यस।
perhaps like a preconceived notion, let's say about a Padosi or let's say Dirani Jethani, and we may not be very happy with some success.
तो भी
And it
सास
is very
बहू, जैसे होता है ना, सास बहू देवरानी जेठानी वाला जो रिलेशनशिप है, उसमें यू नो वी आर ऑलवेज जजिंग। मिलने से पहले ही जज करना शुरू कर देते हैं। तो
I think it's very
that can
subtle.
be sometimes detrimental in your arriving at the truth. Yes, so let's not discuss that, but that is fine. Yes, Geeta ji, you have raised your hand, go ahead. आप म्यूट पे हैं गीता जी।
Acha. So what I was thinking is, this girl had asked about why is it that we feel the pain of someone else and we don't feel the pain of people who are close to us. One could be judgment. The other also could be the soul connection, which I very strongly believe in. Because if you listen to Sister Shivani, she also says, souls so kahin na kahin mile hue hai. So with some people, you immediately strike a rapport, whereas with the other person, he may or she may try to be very, very good, and yet you can't strike that rapport. That could be one reason also. Am I right? So basically, it's about, if you read this book, Dr. Brian Weiss, it talks about souls and, a cluster of souls moving together and all. And we may have, because some people look very familiar. So, and there are people, without saying a word, you try to be empathetic towards them, whereas, you may not be empathetic towards another person who again is a stranger to you. So does that have a role to play about the soul? Because it's not the first time, that's the first journey of the soul. It could be many lives that we've sort of traversed.
Yes, but if there is a strong karmic connection, then it will be more than that. They will come into your life in that case.
That's true. That's what I was saying.
So
Thank
when
you.
somebody
Can
is
be.
in your life, then there is a strong karmic connection already happening. So possibly in that case, there would be connection of not the soul to soul connection. It is the ego getting triggered. I would say that. If you're
Okay.
having a judgment, there is an ego into play.
So there's another
But soul
thing.
to soul
If
connection,
it's not-
I got your point. I got your point. But
Yeah,
agar,
one more thing I wanted to add is, like when you're making a judgment about someone, are you not spoiling your own karma? Making her
yes,
next
that's what I'm
karma?
saying. That's what I'm saying. If you're judging, you are basically making your mind turbulent. तो लॉ
Yeah.
लीस्ट एफर्ट तो चला ही गया ना बाहर. आप तो स्ट्रगल कर रहे हो, आपने डिस्टर्बेंस क्रिएट कर दिया, यू आर बिकमिंग नेगेटिव. किसी को जज करने से आप आपका डिस्टर्बेंस हो रहा है ना, आपका पीस ऑफ माइंड जा रहा है. So that is not the way to look. That
It's
is
a
definitely
negative
not your spiritual journey.
toxic thing. Yes, true.
Correct. All right, very good. Let's acknowledge Geeta ji and Deepak and आपका नाम क्या है? आप दीपक करके अपीयर हो रही हैं. हाँ,
माय सिस्टम, मेरे सिस्टम का नाम दीपक है, बट
Okay.
माई सेल्फ अर्चना चोपड़ा.
Archana. Okay, Archana ji. So thank you for participating. And you are in which group? आप कहाँ से आए हैं? If you can just
Actually,
share.
Mr. Amit Agarwal knows
Okay.
me, and
All right, great, very good.
we catch up in the COVID time, and we are actually in the same business. So Amit ji ने message भेजा था. Right.
Okay, okay, fine. He was also trying to recollect कि कहाँ से आए हैं.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All
He's
right.
actually
Good. So I will
actually हम
request.
voice से एक दूसरे को जानते हैं, but face नहीं जानते.
Okay.
तो शायद अमित जी अभी recognize कर गए होंगे.
बिल्कुल. Thank you for joining. Thank
Okay.
you.
So what I would
You are
request
from
all
our
the
center.
guests here is, I will request all the guests here is to please write down your name so that we can send the recording to you. So your name and your phone number. If you can write in the chat box, so we will get back to you and send you the recording of this. And also, if you're interested, you can join our Wednesday group where we will have these regular Wednesday meetings every week. So you will get a first-hand information about it. Yes. All right. Very good. Let's acknowledge everybody who shared.
Thank you.
Thank you, Archana ji, and also Shruti ji. Anything that you want to share? What are you taking away from the session? Rest of the people, I think, have come before. Mr. Prasad Reddy, VP Singh ji, and DB, we all know. Yes, Shruti ji, anything that you would like to share? Okay, at least write down your, if you can give us your contact number, we will be able to send you the recording and get in touch with you. So please do that. Yes. Okay, good. Anybody else who would like to share? Yes, Amit ji, go ahead.
So I think what I'm taking away is very profound. Two things. One, when you said when we get born, we are always in plus after that. We are never in minus below the stage when we are helpless. We are dependent on everybody else. We are in S1 as per the Maslow's theory, and we are always in plus. So usse to niche hum ja nahi sakte na. So that's a great statement that I'm going to use now.
Very good.
The other is that reminder कि हम जैसे plants do not try to grow. I mean, a vegetable does not try to grow. I think this was very impactful, very crisp statement. It just happens. So
Very
thank you
good.
for these two
Fantastic.
takeaways. Yeah.
So this is the message that we can take from the learning from the nature, right? Nature
Mhm.
simply happens. It doesn't try to do anything. Birds fly, water flows, the wind blows. So it's a nature. It is an intrinsic nature. We have to live our intrinsic nature. Then there will be no struggle. Problem kahan aati hai? When we try to do something, forcefully trying to change our nature. So don't change your nature.
Okay.
If you have to be violent, it is changing the nature. If you are in love, that is the nature. So be love. Flow with life. That is the message. Great. So with this, we come to the end of the session. Thank you very much for your participation. And I hope these sessions were valuable for you. And next week, we will have more action, new topic, new spiritual law. Until then, Aham Brahmasmi. Enjoy a great day. Enjoy a great week. Keep watching the recording. Keep coming to the sessions. Thank you. Good
Thank
night.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay. Bye, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.